Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's Bubba Rob. Geez, I hope you're doing good. Wow. Are the tariffs going to come? It's funny, I'm wearing this hat here. Years ago, I was riding my Harley up in Kelowna, and I broke down in Peachland and Conquer Custom Bike Shop up there. They really bailed me out. They're a good group of people. Anyways, there's a free shout out for them, for whoever knows who they are, okay? Anyways, what do I want to talk about today? What do I want to talk about? Well, funny thing is, I started this channel back up again and decided to tackle the whole political environment in Canada because I felt it was really important. The thing that I find extremely important is for someone to watch something that really doesn't give a bias one way or the other. I can be kind of satirical. I make the odd jab at Justin Baby or I guess Daniel Smith. That's what we do as Canadians. We can kind of goof around. But, I really want people to have a place where they can go and express their opinion and not feel they're being judged. Because, you're not going to be right or wrong in my eyes. It's just going to be a little bit different. And I really want you to think about things in a critical manner, really based on truth. Because since I've done that, and me putting the videos out, there's quite a few channels popping up in my feed that are politically oriented in Canada. And the majority of them so far seem to be somewhat on the right. Now, what I find is I think most people's intentions are good, but I'm finding a lot of these things, or these people, a lot or few, I don't know. I mean, I'm only going to see so many, right? I should, that's what I should say. But what they'll do is they'll take little snippets of stuff, put it together to form a narrative to what they believe, right? That's not journalism. That's not even telling the truth. What that is pushing an agenda or an ideal, right? They're ideal. What is it? Idealism? I know I was having a coffee with a friend of mine who's actually a defense lawyer. He used to be a prosecutor. And he's quite up on this stuff. I won't mention his name because I haven't asked permission. It's some things we think the same, some things we think different. But what I'm finding is, in my opinion, the left has gone so far for being idealistic. Their points or what they believe in isn't really based on truth, it's based on feelings. Now that seems to be what's starting to happen with some people on the right. That isn't good. That's only going to cause a clash and division. So if there's something out there that you think is right because it aligns with how you think, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. So what I would like to see people do is actually do the research themselves. You all have like an iPhone or Samsung. It's easy enough to, go to your research analysis, Dr. Google, right? You all got those Dr. Google degrees. And easy enough to punch something in there and read up on it. And hopefully what you're reading is coming from a legitimate source. Okay? I find it, quite shameful if we're pushing an agenda and we're really misinformed because we believe something is so just because we think it's that way. It's we're really doing another severe injustice. It's just not right at all. People aren't gonna like me saying that, but it's people feel that they can put shit out there and clickbait just to make money or to survive, or maybe it's their ego taking over. It's just not right at all. So what I'd like to see people do is really have that discussion, right? Talk to people in a respectful manner. Have an understanding that they may think differently than you. Instead of arguing, be respectful, shut up, and listen. Now, I put out, I think 3 videos ago or 4 videos ago. It's not like I get a lot of views on a crack at this, but that video hit like 680 views, and to me that's pretty big. But out of that, I got 70 comments, which I think is quite large. And I ended up with like 12 extra subscribers. And I got some really interesting comments. Now, I will go through those and write them out and actually do a video on it. But most people, I would say probably 80 or 85% of the comments were very positive. There was some, anti-Justin comments, anti-Daniel Smith or Pierre. I mean, we all think differently, right? It's, there's a little bit of truth in everybody, But I also got a couple of really shitty comments, and I left them up, and I'm going to have fun discussing those, because those comments are usually from somebody who's really malinformed, or they just don't have the capability or willing to read, or the ability to read, right? I don't know. Like, are we not supposed to experience life and try and learn something from it, or learn something from our mistakes? Those who make no mistakes are a fool, because they're so full of shit of themselves. I find it very dangerous in this world to base your opinion on an ideal. There has to be some element of truth to it, right? If there's no fact to it, what is it? It's just the faith. Faith's got nothing to do with business. It's got nothing to do with nationality. Nothing at all. People get that confused. That's just my opinion, right? I've been reading that book, Parasitic Mind, by Dr. Glad Sadden. Man, oh man. That guy ever got it going on. Unbelievable. That's a must read for everybody to open up your eyes and ears. I don't think you have to agree with everything he says, but the one thing I got a huge amount of respect for him for putting his ideas out there. There's nothing more frustrating than a critical thinker than if you're having a discussion with someone, they just shut off their brain. No, I don't want to hear anything about it. Oh, no, you're hurting my feelings. disagreeing with somebody isn't hurting their feelings. You can that's not being disrespectful. That's just a difference of opinion, right? Are we that sensitive now? Really? Really, that we have to hurl insults at one another because you don't like what their opinion is or what they say? I find that's starting to happen quite a bit. I was and I've been watching these different little podcasts and stuff and trying to get me to think a little bit about, okay, well, this isn't something that really kind of goes along with my line of thinking, but you know what? I'll watch it. So I was watching, it's called The Midas Touch. And it's a very leftist thing out of the States, and they want to expand up into Canada. And there's some of the stuff they put out there that I definitely agree with, okay? Not everything, again, but I agree with. And, they've had Charlie Angus on there a couple times. I enjoy listening to him because that guy's got a lot of fire in him. But what I didn't appreciate when I was watching him today, and I'm not here to defend Jordan Peterson, but just because you don't like the guy, you don't call him a crackpot. Why are you calling the guy a crackpot like that? Right? Did I agree with him being in Mar-a-Lago with Daniel Smith and what's his name? Kevin O'Leary? Doing what they're doing? Or what I assume they were doing. No, not at all. But you know what? He's not a crackpot. He's quite intelligent. He's a doctor of psychology. The reason he's doing what he's doing was he's trying to fight it against the idealism of Justin Trudeau. Those things that happened to him as far as his licensing goes, shouldn't have happened. Does he have a tendency to say things that are offensive? Yeah. Do I agree with it sometimes? No, I wouldn't say it. But doesn't mean he can't have the opinion, right? So just because of that, and he thinks differently than you, Charlie, it doesn't make him a fucking crackpot. Just makes him different, right? This is what I want people to think about. What do you really think, and what are you scared of? What do you think is really coming? Why do you believe what you believe in the manner you believe it? Can you do it in a way that we can all act together and work in a team, right? When I was a young guy playing hockey, sometimes it was pretty hard on me because my dad was a coach usually all the time, which was good and bad. He's a good guy. But, that caused a bit of tension sometimes for somebody growing up in the locker room. Did I get along with everybody in there? No, mostly. But, when we were playing the game, just because you didn't like the guy sometimes on the bench with you, as soon as your skates went on the ice, if something happened to him that wasn't right, you're there to defend him. That's what we're supposed to do. That's why so many people are so upset with Daniel Smith. Because the perception is that she's not a team player. And you can definitely see that in the other premiers during that after the conference, when they signed that agreement, right? People's feelings are hurt. We need to come together. It's just about it. So anyways, that's kind of my chat today, my rant today, I really wish people would stop being so divisive and get along. We got supposedly a long road to haul with these, I don't know, tariffs that are supposed to happen. I kind of believe it when I see it, but, if it happens, we'll deal with it and move on. Again, we really need to give the Donald a great big hug and a bottle of maple syrup and say thank you for bringing us together, right? Because you know what? If he wasn't such a turd, and I'm going to say that, I don't mind, right? A divisive turd. What's going on today wouldn't be happening. We wouldn't be coming together. We need to say thank you. We need to send him that maple syrup. Maybe make him a little bit sweeter. Understand better how to treat people. Okay? Thank you so much. Remember, the most important thing to be a great Canadian, great person, stoic, man, woman, child, rainbow, whatever you are, biker, whatever, most important thing is be kind. Make sure you listen, right? Have some understanding. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't make you right or wrong. Okay? Thank you so much. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.